Hey guys, so in this tutorial we're going to go ahead and we're going to take a look at actually setting up our project. So I'm going to go ahead and click New Project. If you'll see Visual C Sharp and then Web, in Visual Studio 2013 you're only get this ASP.NET Web application. If you're using 2012 or 2010 it might look a little bit different. You might be able to select MVC application, but in 2013 you just click that and then you have the option of selecting. So I'm just going to call this build this site, and you can of course name your project whatever you want, but since this tutorial is teaching you how to build the site you're using right now, I figured that's what I'd name it. So anyways, for a second, just ASP.NET MVC right now is just building our project. So that's compiling all of our scripts that are in all of our JavaScript that are in our scripts folder, all of the fonts that are in the fonts folder, all of our default controllers and CSS and all of the configuration files and all of that stuff. So that's basically what it's doing. And one of the best things about the Microsoft.NET MVC framework is that it comes out of the box with a lot of really cool features. So this one we're just basically going to take a look at what it is that's included by default in ASP.NET MVC 5, and yeah, we're just going to go ahead and go through. So right away you see, if you're used to using Bootstrap, this will look pretty familiar for you because this is basically a default Bootstrap site. And Bootstrap is of course a CSS and JavaScript framework for building responsive websites, and it's pretty useful and very very common now. So out of the box, you get this. You get your home screen, your about page, your contacts form, and all the pretty simple stuff. But the one cool thing is that you do get this user, framework, where you can create an account, you can log in, you can register, and all of that works just out of the box. So that saves a lot of time. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and stop running it, and after you sort of play around with the default, the first thing we're going to look at in the MVC patterns, we're going to look at views. So Microsoft developed this because MVC is so popular, especially in other frameworks. They developed this to be an alternative to web forms, and honestly, it's just a lot better. But if you're used to other MVC patterns, then this one you should feel right at home with this. If you're not, it's fine. But you keep all your views in your view folder. So this is our home folder, and this is our index view. And this is the page that just got rendered when we visited it. So if we see right here our index of our home controller, this is what actually gets displayed. So we can go ahead and we can change this on the fly. I'm just going to get rid of all this junk right here, and we're going to put rid of this stuff right here, and we're just going to change this. We're going to say H1, welcome to build this site. There we go. And then you guys can do something like this, like this is my first ASP.NET MVC app. So now when I go ahead and I refresh this in Firefox, we'll see that, boom, welcome to build this site. This is my first ASP.NET MVC application. So pretty common stuff. Basically, the views are going to be the easiest thing intellectually to understand. And that is that they're basically just HTML that gets rendered out to the screen. So this is everything. A view is everything that the user actually interacts with. So it kind of goes, home is obviously, that's sort of the default. And index in each one of these that come configured, index is always going to be the first one, sort of the default one. If you have any kind of web experience at all, index is what most servers will serve up for the default home screen of a directory. So same thing with this. So home is going to be the default directory, and then index inside of that. And you can actually change that. Not this one here. In one of these, you can change it so that you can default it to a different one besides home, but we probably won't mess with that too much. But anyways, yeah, so in the next tutorial, we're going to start talking about views and controllers and how they interact.